Simple techniques and tips to attain the teachings, dhamma. The objective of Buddhism is to enable teachable persons to be devoid of suffering or to attain the teachings for general people or to attain enlightenment. For the Buddha, according to Buddhism, the person who can attain the first stage of holiness of the teachings is called a stream enterer, Sotopanna. That person can become a stream enterer when he has faith in Buddhism. His mind has entered into the stream of the teachings, can give up the first three fetters, namely, false view of individuality, sakyaditi, to regard one's body as oneself, doubt, vicikiccha, doubt in the Buddhist teachings, adherence to mere rules and ritual, silabhataparamasa. In addition, he has to be able to train mind to be concentrated, one-pointed to the level of fourth jhana. To attain the highest level of the teachings is called the final stage of holiness, arabhata phala, or final freedom, which is the ultimate goal of Buddhism. The person who attains this final stage of holiness is the Holy One. The Holy One can give up all 10 fetters, the 3 above, the 7 more. Sensual lust, repulsion, irritation, attachment to realms of form, attachment to formless realms, conceit, pride, restlessness, distraction, ignorance. The most important thing to enable us to understand clearly the teaching's attainment is that we have to know and understand correctly its meaning clearly. To attain means to reach, to achieve, such as to attain as results. Dhamma means the teachings of the Lord Buddha, which is, in inclusion, the truth of all compounded things. Therefore, to attain nirvana means to attain the teachings of the Lord Buddha, that is, to attain the truth of all compounded things. By understanding the state of compounded things as they really are, another thing we should know is that what the truth of all compounded things mean. It means all compounded things are suffering. The next question, what are the characteristics of suffering? The answer is that suffering of all compounded things has the same characteristics which are fixed laws of characteristics of all compounded things. They are to be in accordance with the 3 characteristics: impermanence, the state of always changing; suffering, the state of difficulty, physical and mental discomfort; non-self, not self, soulless, subject to crumbling. All these 3 characteristics are common to all compounded things on the earth, both living and non-living. This is the holy truth. When we know and understand that all lives and compounded things are suffering according to the 3 characteristics, the next question we should pay much attention to is, how will we do the realized suffering in all compounded things? The answer is that we are required to have wisdom to be able to understand the principle of the nature of all compounded things according to the 3 characteristics: impermanence, suffering, and soullessness. If we cannot develop such wisdom, we cannot understand the truth of all compounded things. In this connection, how will we do to cultivate such wisdom? The answer is that we have to keep practicing to eliminate defilements and cravings, i.e. greed, aversion, and ignorance. In order to eliminate absolutely defilements, we have to know how to train ourselves physically and mentally. Physical training is to train ourselves to give and to observe precepts till they become our usual actions. Regarding to mental training, we have to know how to train mind to be concentrated and cultivate wisdom to understand thoroughly the truth of compounded things. By insight meditation, which is the direct means especially to nirvana, the extinction of all defilements and suffering. To conclude, the way to enable us to really attain the teachings is concentration meditation and insight meditation. Therefore, the most important thing we must study to know and understand clearly to attain the teachings is to study to obtain thorough knowledge on concentration meditation and insight meditation, so that we can practice most correctly. Knowing well how to practice concentration meditation and insight meditation correctly, the next step is the real practice. Before practicing, we have to know and understand in advance the objective of the practice, which is the four meditative absorptions, jhana. When we practice and can develop all four meditative absorptions, mind can be free from all defilements or body. This is another state, the state that we can separate mind from body. Understanding and knowing the objective of concentration meditation and insight meditation, we start to practice. There are three steps for the practice. 1. Seek the place that we like and suits us. It is wholesome, beneficial, and suitable place. 2. Try to stop thinking about food definitely and practice to the utmost of suffering in each posture. 3. Notice mental states and those of hindrances and mental images appearing in mind. The first day, at dawn, when we wake up, the joyous atmosphere of the nature in the morning enable us to be cheerful, so physically and mentally happy that we cannot describe. We will not see busy crowd because we disassociate ourselves from them to preserve in training mind at a calm place along the fringe of woodland where light breeze blows regularly every day. This is one type of wholesome place and air. After we finish breakfast, we cannot stand hunger. We exercise meditation by walking to warm up the body to be awake to perceive sense objects externally and internally efficiently. We can begin the practice by any posture, but the important point is whether or not we understand well enough the method of practice for mind development by concentration meditation and insight meditation. After the practice by walking, we practice by sitting. We alternate walking with sitting at our convenience till it is dark, then rest. The first day is to warm up the body to be awake. The second day, we eat when we are really hungry, stop worrying about food, then start the practice by walking, then sitting or standing, except lying. We practice by lying when we are going to sleep only. On the second day, we practice the same as the first day. We practice to make the body ready and healthy, that is, efficient. We sit for practice right immediately after we walk. This day we have to fight against uncomfortable feelings rising because we have never practiced before. We cannot practice by sitting for a long time because the body is not efficient for the practice. We have never practiced meditation before. Thus we feel stiff and pain in organs of the body easily. This makes us to feel like not to resume the practice. We have to defeat this feeling, which is destroyer caused by aggregates, kandaha mara. It is an enemy of the practice. This destroyer is called by the body. We cannot know that destroyer caused by aggregates happens to us while practicing is that we feel itchy on the body and the face as if a small chicken might walked on us. Something it makes us annoyed and uncomfortable. It troubles us and prevents us from easily practicing meditation. In this regards, when such feelings occur, we have to firstly conquer them. It is usual that there is something annoying us because we have never exercised meditation before. Therefore, we have to persevere in practicing continuously throughout the whole day. To conclude, the first 2 days are for us to practice so that the body can be efficient, awake for perception, and more efficient to overcome definitely destroyers caused by aggregates. The third day, we do the same practice as on the first 2 days, but we have to ensure that we succeed in overcoming the destroyers caused by aggregates. The most important point of the third day is to try to stop thinking about meals. We have to notice our hunger. We have to wait till we suffer from hunger. We then eat. On this day, our body should be efficient enough for concentration meditation and insight meditation. It depends on our confidence in strength of the body. We have to estimate the strength of our body. Importantly, stop worrying about food. We have to wait till we are hungry and then we eat. The fourth day, we start the practice at dawn. Today, we have to manage to control the practice as it has to be. We eat only when we are really hungry. We suffer from hunger so much that we have to eat and eat only a small amount of food just to survive. We have to practice by all postures and to do the utmost of suffering. Notice the mental states of hindrances by considering hindrances thoroughly. They are unwholesome mind state which prevents mind from succeeding in concentration meditation and insight meditation. We have to notice hindrances and try to overcome them successfully. The fifth day, we have to understand and manage to control every means of practice. 1. Eat only when we suffer from hunger. If we can resist hunger, no need to eat. If we are very hungry, eat only a small amount or just drink water, depending on the time of hunger. 2. Practice by every posture to the utmost of suffering of each posture, be standing, walking, or sitting except lying. We practice by lying only when we cannot stand, sleep. Notice mind state of hindrances. If we do not understand hindrances resulting from the practice, we cannot make progress in the practice because hindrances fit our mind from attaining wholesomeness. We have to be mindful of hindrances when they occur and overcome them. On the fifth day, we have to be able to control and overcome the mentioned factors for concentration meditation and insight meditation, especially food consumption. Do not pay attention to it because it is the most important destroyer for the practice. Please note that if we cannot stop worrying about food, it is hopeless for us to make progress in meditation practice. The body that we presume to be ourselves belongs to defilements, in fact. On the fifth day, we practice the same as on the other days. We start the practice at dawn and continue till dusk regularly. Even when we sleep, we lie down and practice till we fall asleep, and when we wake up, we resume the practice. The sixth day, being able to absolutely control all the mentioned factors which affect meditation practice, we have to notice mental images appearing in mind. If we can control certainly all the mentioned factors since the first day till this day, which is the sixth day, mind will be able to develop establishment, which is concentration, and cultivate insight. We can then notice mental images, how they are while practicing. We will then know how much of progress in practice we make. They can confirm to us that we practice in a correct way. The mental images we should know are the ones appearing in the fifth jhana, when remain only equanimity and one-pointedness. On the sixth day, we do the same practice as on the other days, but we have to be able to overcome all hindrances. Know and notice mental images appearing in mind thoroughly. This will enable us to know to which level of establishment our mind is developed. We practice the same as other days. Start the practice early morning. After finishing breakfast due to hunger, we practice by standing, walking, and sitting till the evening. Even when we sleep, we practice. The important point of the sixth day is that we can give up completely hindrances. When we practice, by all postures, we do until we suffer, and suffer to the utmost of suffering. We will manage to do so. It will be certainly fruitful. In addition, we have to stop worrying about food. The seventh day. If we follow all steps of the practice, mind will become more concentrated on this day, depending also on our will on perseverance each day. We do the same practice as on other days. We wait till we suffer from hunger. We then eat, and eats only a considerable portion. After that, we practice by standing, walking, sitting. We practice continuously the whole day, and we have to observe all practices inclusively. In addition, we have to firstly overcome all hindrances. When we succeed in doing so, we will be able to develop concentration. We can know the concentration from mental images appearing in mind when it develops establishment and cultivates wisdom. We practice till mind develops the concentration of the fourth jhana. If mind could develop into the fourth jhana, it could develop to higher levels quickly and attain the ultimate goal in Buddhism. Mind can separate from body or defilements by two means: by the power of concentration gained from the practice, and by attainment of insight into the truth of life, that the body is transient, subject to suffering, and devoid of immortal soul. If we manage to control internal mental states, we will produce a result eventually on the seventh day of the practice. We will be able to attain the path of purity. The most important point for the practice, which is a must, is knowledge and understanding on the practice so that we can succeed eventually.